Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Itipiso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho. Vijjācarana sampanno sugato lokavidu. Anuttaro puresa dhamma sarati. Sattha deva manussanam buddho bhagavan. Itipiso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho. Vijjācarana sampanno sugato lokavidu. Anuttaro puresa dhamma sarati. Sattha deva manussanam buddho bhagavati. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. තෙරුවන් සරණයි හැම දිනාටම. වාසනාවන්ත කාරුණික පින්වත්නි, 2021 අවුරුද්දේ වස් කාලය තුල සිදු කෙරෙන විශේෂ වැඩසටහන් මාලාව අපි ආරම්භ කරන්නයි සූදානම් වෙන්නේ. හැම දිනම පළමුවෙන්ම පන්සිල් සමාදන් වීම සඳහා සූදානම් වන්න. Good evening everyone, dear friends of the Dhamma. Now we are starting today's program. You all are welcome, and please say sadhu 3 times to observe 5 precepts. හොඳයි, වාසනාවන්ත කාරුණික පින්වත්නි. අද 2021 අවුරුද්දේ අගෝස්තු මාසේ 28 වෙනිදා සෙනසුරාදා හැන්දෑවේ අපි සුපුරුදු පරිදි 2021 වර්ෂයේ පවත්වන වස් කාලය තුල සිදු කෙරෙන විශේෂ ධර්ම දේශනා සහ බුද්ධ පූජා වැඩසටහන අපි ආරම්භ කරන්නයි සූදානම් වෙන්නේ. අද මේ උතුම් ධර්ම දේශනාවේ සහ බුද්ධ පූජාවේ ප්‍රධාන දායකත්වය දරන්නේ ප්‍රීනි නෝනා මහත්මිය, ඒ වගේම වින්සන් මහත්මයා ඇතුළු ඒ පවුලේ හැම දෙනාමත්, ඒ වගේම සනත් විජේරත්න මහත්මයා, නිර්මලා නෝනා මහත්මිය ඇතුළු පවුලේ හැම දෙනාමත්, ජනත් මහත්මයා සහ දීපානි අම්බලන්ගොඩගේ ඒ මහත්මීන් ඇතුළු ඒ පවුලේ හැම දෙනාම අපි පළමුවෙන්ම අද බුද්ධ පූජාවේ සහ මේ උතුම් ධර්ම දේශනාවේ දායකත්වයේ දරන හැම දෙනාටම ආශිර්වාද ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරනවා. විශේෂයෙන්ම සනත් විජේරත්න මහත්මාත් නිර්මලා නෝනා මහත්මියත් ඒ තමන්ගේ නමින් මිය ගිය අයට පුණ්‍යානුමෝදනා කරන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. පරලෝ සපත්වන්ට යෙදුණු ගාමිණී විජේරත්න එවැගේම සෝමලතා විජේරත්න ඒ දෙමාපියන්ට පුණ්‍යානුමෝදනා කරන්න. KB හේරත් නිර්මලා නෝනා මහත්මියගේ තාත්තට පුණ්‍යානුමෝදනා කරන්න. ඒ වගේම සුජීවත්ව සිටින නිර්මලා නෝනා මහත්මියගේ ආදරණීය මෑණියන්ට මල්ලිකා කුමාරි හාමි මෑණියන්ට නිරෝගී සුවය ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. ඒ වගේම දීපානි නෝනා මහත්මිය සහ ජනත් මහත්මයා තමන්ගේ පවුලේ මියගිය හැමට පුණ්‍යානුමෝදනා කරන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. ඒ වගේම ඒ මියගිය ජනත් මහත්මයාගේ දෙමව්පියන්ට දීපානි නෝනා මහත්මියගේ තාත්තාට පුණ්‍යානුමෝදනා කරන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. පින්නතුනි විශේෂයෙන්ම අපි මේ සිද්ධ කරන ගිලන්පස පූජාවේ ආශිර්වාදය අද මුළු ලෝකයටම උවදුරක්ව සිටින තිබෙන මේ වසංගත උවදුර පීඩාවට පත් වෙලා ඉන්නෝ බොහෝ දෙනෙක්. ඒ හැම දෙනාටම දැනට රෝහල් වල ප්‍රතිකාර ගන්න, ඒ වගේම මේ උවදුරු නිසා පීඩාවට පත් වෙලා සිටින ලංකාවේ ඒ වගේම ලෝකවාසී සියලු දෙනාට ඉක්මන් නිරෝගී සුවය ආයුරාෝග්‍ය සම්පන්නිය අපි අද දවසෙත් විශේෂයෙන්ම මේ ගිලන්පස බුද්ධ පූජාව සිද්ධ කරලා අපි ප්‍රාර්ථනා අධිෂ්ඨාන කරනවා. පින්නතුනේ ඒ උතුම් ආශිර්වාදයක් ප්‍රාර්ථනාවත් හැමදෙනාම සිත සතන් වල ඇති කරගෙන තම තමන් හැමදෙනාම තමන්ගේ නිවසේ සිට මේ උතුම් වැඩසටහනට සම්බන්ධ වෙමින් පින් රැස් කරගන්නට අවස්ථාවක් යොදාගත්තා. ඉතින් අපි හැමදෙනාම දැන් පළමුවෙන්ම බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේ උදෙසා පිළියෙල කරන ලද සියලු පූජාවන් බොහෝම ශ්‍රද්ධාවෙන් ගෞරවයෙන් යුතුව ගිලන්පස බුද්ධ පූජාව තෙල් මල් පහන් සියලුම පූජා ද්‍රව්‍යයන් පූජා කරනවා. පූජා වෙත්වා මේන් ජනිත වන පුණ්‍ය ශක්තිය අද මේ උතුම් බුද්ධ පූජාවේ සහ ධර්ම දේශනාවේ දායකත්වයේ දරන පින්වත් පවුල් හැමදෙනාටමත් මේ උතුම් පින්කම සඳහා සම්බන්ධ වෙලා සිටින සියලුම දෙනාටමත් අපි ආශිර්වාද ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරමින් අද අපේ දවසේ වැඩ කටයුතු අපි ආරම්භ කරනවා. Good evening, dear friends of the Dhamma. Today, August 28, Saturday. This evening we are starting special offering to the Buddha, Buddha Puja and Dhamma Deshana. Dhamma Deshana is conducted by Venerable Kondanya Hamdru. Right after the Buddha Puja, Kondanya Hamdru will be delivered the Dhamma sermon today. So today we especially bless the sponsoring families and all our devotees who participate this moment, and we wish them to have a good health and longevity. Having this compassionate thought, greatness thought, now we are performing Buddha Puja, special offering to the Buddha. All of you know that the Buddha is our great teacher. He is fully enlightened one. He is fully worthy one, perfectly enlightened one. We all are very fortunate to homage to the Buddha and Dhamma and Sangha. So we invite you all right now, please join for the recitation, that you all prepared flowers, incense, candlelights and medicinal drinks to the Buddha. All these puja items, offering, we offer to the Buddha, thinking the Buddha's greatness. Arahang Samma Sambuddha Vijjacharana Sampanna, so forth. So having these kindful thoughts, please join for the recitation. පින්නතුනේ අපි හැම දිනම දැන් තෙරුවන් වන්දනාව සිද්ධ කරලා ගිලන්පස පූජාව බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේට පූජා කරමු. සාදු සාදු සාදු. නමෝ තස්ස භගවතෝ අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස. නමෝ තස්ස භගවතෝ අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස. නමෝ තස්ස භගවතෝ අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස. Homage to the Buddha. ඉතිපිසෝ භගවා අරහං සම්මා සම්බුද්ධෝ විඤ්ඤාචරණ සම්පන්නෝ සුගතෝ ලෝකවිදෝ අනුත්තරෝ පුරිස ධම්මසාරති සත්තා දේව මනුස්ස බුද්ධෝ භගවාති. Homage to the Dhamma. ස්වාක්ඛාතෝ භගවතා ධම්මෝ සන්දිට්ඨිකෝ අකාලිකෝ ඒහි පස්සිකෝ ඕපන පච්චත්තං වේදිතබ්බෝ විඤ්ඤෝයිති. Homage to the Sangha. සුපටිපන්නෝ භගවතෝ සාවක සංඝෝ උජුපටිපන්නෝ භගවතෝ සාවක සංඝෝ ඥායපටිපන්නෝ භගවතෝ සාවක සාමීති පටිපන්නෝ භගවතු සාවක සංඝෝ යදිදං චත්තාරි පුරේස යෝගානි අත්ත පුරේස පුංගලා ඒස භගවතු සාවක සංඝෝ ආහුනේයෝ පාහුනේ දක්ඛිනේයෝ අංජලි කරණීයෝ අනුත්තරං පුඤ්ඤක් කෙත්තං ලෝකස්සාති. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Please repeat after me. හැම දිනම මා කිව්වාට පසුව මේ ගාථා කියන්න. නිවේදයාමි සම්බුද්ධං විතරාගං මහාමුනිං නිමන්තයාමි සුගතං ලෝකජෙට්ටං නරසබං ගනසාරප්පදිත්තේන දීපේන තමදංසිනා තිලෝක දීපං සම්බුද්ධං පූජයාමි තමෝනොදං පූජේමි බුද්ධං කුසුමේන නේන පුඤ්ඤේන මේතේන ලබාමි මොක්ඛං පුප්පං මිලායාති යතයි ධම්මි කායෝ තතයාති විනාශ භවං සුගන්ධං සීතලං කප්පං පසන්න මధుරං සුබං පානීයමිතං භගවා පටිගන්නාතු මුත්තමං අදිවාසේතුනෝ බන්තේ ගිලාන පච්චයං ඉමං අනුකම්පං උපාදාය පටිගන්නාතු මුත්තම අදිවාසේතුනෝ බන්තේ ගිලාන පච්චයං ඉමං අනුකම්පං උපාදාය පටිගන්නාතු මුත්තම අදිවාසේතුනෝ බන්තේ බේසජ්ජං පරිකප්පිතං අනුකම්පං උපාදාය පටිගන්නාතු මුත්තම අදිවාසේතුනෝ බන්තේ සබ්බං සද්දාය පූජිතං අනුකම්පං උපාදාය පටිගන්නාතු මුත්තම සුගන්ධිකාය වදනං අනන්ත ගුණගන්ධිනා සුගන්ධිනාහං ගන්ධේන පූජයාමි තථාගතං මාගේ ස්වාමියෝ භාග්‍යවත්නෝ බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේ අනන්ත බුදුගුණ තිසේක අනන්ත සිල්ගුණ තිසේක සියලු දෙව් මිනිසුන්ගේ පූජාවනට පත්නූසේක එසේ අනන්ත ගුණ ඇති බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේට අප විසින් පිළියෙල කරන ලද මේ මල් පූජාව මේ ගිලන් පස පූජාව මේ සුවඳ දුම් පූජාව මේ ආලෝක පූජාව පූජා කරමි පූජාම වෙත්වා පූජාම වෙත්වා පූජාම වෙත්වා සාදු 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 නමස්කාර වේවා බුදුරුවනට සැමදා මම බුදු සරණ යමි. නමස්කාර වේවා ධම්රුවනට සැමදා මම ධම් සරණ යමි. නමස්කාර වේවා සංඝරුවනට සැමදා මම සංඝ සරණ යමි. නමස්කාර වේවා තුනුරුවනට සැමදා තිසරණ සරණ යමි. සාදු සාදු සාදු. වන්ධාමි චේතියං සම්බං සම්බතානේ සුපතිට්ඨිතං සාරීරික ධාතු මහා බෝධින් බුද්ධ රූපං සකලං සදා යස්ස මූලේ නිසින්නෝව සම්බාරි විජයන්නකා පත්තෝ සම්බං යුතං සත්තා වන්දේ තං බෝධිපාදපං ඉමේ ඒතේ මහා බෝධි ලෝකනාතේන පූජිතා අහම්පිතේ නමස්සාමි බෝධි රාජා නමත්තුතේ සේවිතං ධම්ම රාජේන පත්තුං සම්බෝධි මුත්තමං පූජේමි බෝධි රාජානං පුප්පේනේතේන සාදරං සේවිතං ධම්ම රාජේන පත්තුං සම්බෝධි මුත්තමං පූජේමි බෝධි රාජානං උදකේනේතේන සාදරං සේවිතං ධම්ම රාජේන පත්තුං සම්බෝධි මුත්තමං පූජේමි බෝධි රාජානං දූපේනේතේන සාදරං කායේන වාචා චිත්තේන පමාදේන මයා කතං අච්චයං කම මේ බන්තේ බුරි පඤ්ඤ තථාගත කායේන වාචා චිත්තේන පමාදේන මයා කතං අච්චයං කම මේ ධම්ම සන්දෙට්ඨික අකාලික කායේන වාචා චිත්තේන පමාදේන මයා කතං අච්චයං කම මේ සංඝ සුපටිපන්න අනුත්තර සාදු සාදු සාදු. අපි හැම දෙනාම කරණීයමෙත සූත්‍රය සජ්ජායනා කරමු. කරණීය මත්ත කුසලේන යන්තං සන්තං පදං අபிසමිච්ච සක්ඛෝ උජෝච සූජෝච සුවචෝ චස්ස මුදුවනති සන්තොස්ස කෝච සුභරෝච අප්පකිච්චෝච සල්ලෞක උත්තේ සන්තින්ද්‍රියෝච නිපකෝච අප්පගබ්බෝ කුලේසු නචකුද්දං සමාචරේ කිංචියේන විඤ්ඤෝ පරේ උපවදේයොං සුඛිනෝ වාකේමිනෝ හොන්තු සබ්බේ භවන්තු සුඛිතත්තා යේකේචිපාන භූතත්ති තසාවාතාවරාවා අනව දීගාවායේ මහන්තාවා මජ්ජිමා රස්සකානුකතුලා දිට්ඨාවා යේව අද්දිට්ඨායේච දුරේ භූතාවා සම්භවේසීවා සබ්බේ සත්තා භවන්තු සුඛිතත්තා නපරෝ පරං නිකුම්බේත ඥාති මඤ්ඤේත කත්තතිනං කංචි භ්‍යාරෝසනා පටිග ඥාඤ්ඤ මඤ්ඤස්ස දුක්ඛ මිච්ඡේය මාතා යතානියං පුත්තං ආයුසා ඒක පුත්ත ඒවම්පි සම්බ භූතේසු මාන සංභාවයේ අපරිමාණං මෙත්තංච සම්බ ලෝකස්මින් මානසං උද්දං අදෝච තිරියංච අසංබාධං අවේරං අසපත්තං තිට්ඨං චරං නිසින්නෝ වාසයා යාවතස්ස විගත මිද්දෝ ඒතං සතින් අදිට්ඨේය බ්‍රහ්මමේතං විහාරං ඉද දිට්ඨිංච අනුපගම්ම සීලවාදස්සනේන සම්පන්නෝ කාමේසු විනෙය්‍යගේ දන්නයි ජාතු පුනරේතිති ඒතේන සච්ච වජ්ජේන සම්බ දුක්ඛං විනස්සතු ඒතේන සච්ච වජ්ජේන සබ්බ ඒතේන සච්ච වජ්ජේන සම්බ රෝගෝ විනස්සතු සම්බීතියෝ විවජ්ජන්තු සම්බ රෝගෝ මාතේ භවත්තන්තරායෝ සුඛී දීඝායුකෝ භවතු සබ්බ මංගලං රක්ඛන්තු සබ්බ බුද්ධානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ භවතු සබ්බ මංගලං රක්ඛන්තු සබ්බ දේවත සම්බ ධම්මානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ භවතු සබ්බ මංගලං සබ්බ සංඝානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ නක්ඛත්ත යක්ඛ භූතානං පාපග්ගානිවා පරිත්තස්සානුභාවේන හන්තු තේ සංඋපද්දවේ නක්ඛත්ත යක්ඛ භූතානං පාපග්ගානිවා භාවේන හන්තු තේ සංඋපන්දවේනක්කත්ත යක්ක භූතානං පාපංගා නිවාරණ පරෙත්තස්සානු හන්තු තේ සංඋපන්දවේ දේවෝ වස්සතු කාලේන සස්ස සම්පත්ති හේතු පීතෝ භවතු ලෝකෝච රාජා භවතු ධම්මිකෝ ආකාසට්ඨා ච බුම්මට්ඨා දේවානාගා මහිද්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරං රක්칸තු ලෝක ආකාසට්ඨා ච බුම්මට්ඨා දේවානාගා මහිද්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරං රක්칸තු ලෝක සාසනං ආකාසට්ඨා ච බුම්මට්ඨා දේවානාගා අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරං රක්칸තු ලෝක සාසනං ඉදං මේ ඥාතිනං හෝතු සුඛිතා හොන්තු ඉදං මේ ඥාතිනං හෝතු සුඛිතා හොන්තු ඥාතයෝ ඉදං මේ ඥාතිනං හෝතු සුඛිතා හොන්තු ඉමිනා පුඤ්ඤ කම්මේන මාමේ බාල සමාගමෝ සතං යාව නිබ්බාන පත්තියා ඉදං මේ පුඤ්ඤං ආසවක්ඛයාවන් සම්බ දුක්ඛා පමුඤ්චතු සාධු සාධු සාධු. හොඳයි, හැම දිනාම මිනිත්තු කීපයක් මෛත්‍රී භාවනාව වඩන්න. අපි ඒ සමගම අපේ හාමුදුරන් වහන්සේ ධර්ම දේශනාවට අපි සම්බන්ධ කරගන්නවා. හැම දිනාම දැන් මොහොතක් දැස් වහගෙන ලෝකයම සුවපත් වෙන්න කියලා ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරන්න. ලෝකෙ සියලු දෙනාට ආයුරාරෝග්‍ය සම්පන්නිය ලැබෙන්න කියලා ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරන්න. අපි විසින් මේ සිද්ධ කළා උතුම් බුද්ධ පූජාවේ ආශිර්වාදය, මේ සිදු කරන ආධ්‍යාත්මික ශක්තිය තුලින් ගොඩනැගෙන ඒ ආශිර්වාදාත්මක ශක්තිය තුලින් මුළු ලෝකයක්ම සුවපත් වේවා. දුකටපත් වෙලා සිටින යම් කිසි කෙනෙක් වේ නම් ඒ හැමදෙනාම සුවපත් භාවයටපත් වෙත්වා, නිරෝගී සුවයටපත් වෙත්වා කියලා හැමදෙනාම මොහොතක් අදිෂ්ඨාන සිත ඇති කරගන්න නිශ්ශබ්දව. May I be well, happy and peaceful. May my family members be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to me. May I always meet with spiritual success. May I also have courage, understanding and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties, problems and failures in my life. May my family members be well, happy and peaceful. May my friends, may my relatives be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to anyone. May all indifferent persons, may all unfriendly persons be well, happy and peaceful. May all in the United States be well, happy and peaceful. May all over the world, all beings, visible or invisible, living near or far, born or coming to birth, may all have happy minds. May all living beings be well, happy and peaceful. May all living beings be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to anyone. May no difficulties come to anyone. May all have happy minds. May all have happy minds. May all have happy minds. May all have happy thoughts. Please, gently and silently share loving kindness towards all living beings, those who are suffering illness. We all wishing them to have good health, longevity and success. Please pervade loving kindness thoughts, kindful thoughts to everyone. Okay, now, well friends, now open your eyes and be relaxed. පින්නතුනි, අපි හැමදෙනාම තෙරුවන් වන්දනාව සිද්ධ කළා. ඒ වගේම අපි හැමදෙනාම බොහෝම ශ්‍රද්ධාවෙන් ගෞරවයෙන් බුද්ධ පූජාව සිද්ධ කළා. බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේ උදෙසා මේ උතුම් පූජාවන් පූජා කරලා බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේගේ ආශිර්වාදය හැමදෙනාටම අපි ප්‍රාර්ථනා කළා. පින්නතුනි, අද මේ උතුම් පින්කමේ ප්‍රධාන දායකත්වය දරන්නේ අපේ පින්වත් සනත් විජේරත්න මහත්මයා, එම නෝනා මහත්මිය ඇතුළු පවුලේ හැමදෙනාම, දිනිති මාධව ඇතුළේ දරුවන් දෙපළත්, ඒ වගේම ප්‍රීනි නෝනා මහත්මිය, වගේම වින්සන් මහත්මයා ඇතුළු ඒ දියණිවරු දෙපළ, ජනත් මහත්මයා සහ දීපානි අම්බලන්ගොඩගේ නෝනා මහත්මිය ඇතුළු ඒ පවුලේ දරුවන් සියලු දෙනාම එකතු කරගෙන අද දවසේ අපේ වස් වැඩසටහනේ දෙවෙනි අංගය ලෙස පැවැත්වෙන විශේෂ ධර්ම දේශනාව දැන් අපි ආරම්භ කරනවා. අද මේ උතුම් ධර්ම දේශනාව පවත්වන්නේ පූජනීය අපේ නිව්යෝර්ක් ස්ටැටන් අයිලන්ඩ් බෞද්ධ විහාරයේ වාසය කරන කොණ්ඩඤ්ඤ හාමුදුරන් වහන්සේ. අපි අපේ ගෞරවනීය හාමුදුරන් වහන්සේට කරුණාවෙන් මෙතන් සිට ධර්ම දේශනාව සිදු කරන හැටියට අපි ආරාධනා කර සිටිනවා. Dear friends of the Dhamma, now we are very respectfully invite Most Venerable Bante Kondanya Hamduruo to conduct the Dhamma sermon on behalf of the sponsoring families and all our devotees.
I believe all of you are ready.
Yeah, Hamdro, we are ready. give me one
වතාවත්
few
ඉවර වී
seconds.
සිටිනවා ඇති කියලායි මම කල්පනා කරන්නේ. එහෙම හිතාගෙන මම ආරම්භ කරනවා එහෙමනම් සන්ධ්‍යාවේ අද ධර්ම දේශනාව. So let me begin with paying homage to Buddha first. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Homage to the sublime one, the worthy one, the fully enlightened one. Kurima bhikkave kotna panyayati avijjaya ito pubbe avijjana hosi. Dear friends, this evening, thank you very much. I'd like to thank Venerable Panya Siri for inviting me to discuss Dhamma with you, but it seems that I will be just talking. No discussion would be there. However, what I chose to recite was just simply in one of the quote from one of the sutras. We have heard that many practitioners who would be there, you have listened to Dhamma so much, you have read Dhamma because nowadays it's available so much very close to us. It's a matter of finding our time and getting engaged in it. So when we have a time, we just pick up one of the discourses and read it. In the Anguttara Nikaya, there are a couple of discourses, but out of them, in Anguttara Nikaya discourse, we call Avijja Sutta. Avijja means ignorance. And you have heard many as practitioners, Avijja Pacchaya Sankhara. So in Paticcasamuppada, most important teaching of Buddha's teaching is this causality, theory of causality. There we come. Because of avijja, we create karmas and keep going. Avijja is as ignorance. But here in this particular discourse, Buddha asks, because this is at a first point of ignorance, because it's not seen such that before this there was no ignorance and afterward it came into being. Still ignorance is seen to have a specific condition. I say because that ignorance has nutriment. It is not without nutriment. Just look at it. Think carefully. You don't have to believe what I am saying, but I believe these are just to invoke your interest or inquisitive nature for you to start thinking about it. Search for it. So Buddha said this. This is about existence in a way. So he's talking, I do not see this. In that particular time, that's where this avijja began. So he didn't see it, he says. If I can say that, we simply, you think about it. Nowhere Buddha has mentioned that 2,500 years ago, 3,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago, avijja was there, such and such time it started. Before that, there was no avijja. Only after that it came to exist. He never said that. So he was always telling monks. So I think you have mentioned that we have been here uncountable lifetimes, being unable to see the true nature, unable to see the Dhamma, true nature of it. And I cannot see the beginning, I cannot see the end. So you and I have been here. That's how he was addressing monks. Monks, you have been here for such a long time, repeating and repeating and repeating this circulation, going back and forth into this cycle. So that is how he mentioned. So I think you have now maybe question, do I believe it? No. For me, I still go with the Buddha's word with open mind to realize what he was teaching. I trust Buddha did come to this world to share the truth, path of happiness with us. Because he, as traditionally we learn, and according to his teaching on these sutras, he has been here for such a long time period. You know, it was a long time performing virtues to be the Buddha. It is not that only 6 year time period that he went away from his home and that he performed austerities. That is he made a connection to link together with that time period to help him. But prior to that, eons and eons, as we learn normally, 4 eons plus time he performed virtues to be the Buddha. Little by little getting rid of the weaknesses that one could have. We all have weaknesses in us. And having weaknesses, we are working to, as you know, I think you know that, little by little, momentarily, being mindful, we have to let go of these weaknesses that we have. So that is what he shared with us. He did not come to this world to lie to us and mislead us. From the teachings, you may be able to see it. If you read the sutras, you can see it. So, however, in this particular discourse he was talking, he says, when I see this, it reminds me something. He says, it is not without nutriment. Even this ignorance has some nutriment. In Pali, we call it ahara. When I hear this word nutriment, it came to my mind, sabbe sattha ahara titika. All beings depend on, lives on, continues on this nutriment. Sabbe sattha. So if you just look at it, so our life is the result and cause of the nutriment is the cause. Because of nutriment, we are here, we are living here. And similarly, there are even for the ignorance. So it's very beautiful, this particular discourse that you can see in Anguttara Nikaya, in the 10th category, 10th book of 10, you can see this one, Avijja Sutta. Just simply you can search for it. You may see some other Avijja Suttas in the Samyutta Nikaya, what you call as kindred saying. You can see it, Samyutta Nikaya. They are with the talk about, you know, in that particular discourse, he was describing it as dukkhe Ajnanam. Since you did not see didn't understand the suffering, and cause of suffering and cessation of suffering. Likewise, he was describing it there. But here, it's another situation that he had to teach to the people. He was talking this, addressing the monks. He started this. And so even this ignorance has kind of nutriment. Because when you say that nutriment, you may be just taking about the food or, things that we eat. That is called kabalinkara, the food that we eat. But mano sanchetanika ahara, there are 4 kinds of, aharas, nutriment that he's talking about. So our mind also needs some, our concepts, the ideologies, all these are kind of, nutriment that keeps carrying this, pushing us into this cycle. So here, what is the nutriment for the ignorance? Then Buddha asked a question and he pointed out the 5 hindrances. Wow. I think 5 hindrances. In Pali, it's called Kama Chanda, Vyapada, Hinamidda, Uddhachakupucha, Vichikicha. Sensory desire, ill will, sloth and torpor, and restlessness and doubt. Simply think about it. These are just merely words. These 5 are hindering us from realizing things, being in this positivity. We are maybe want to do this, get rid of this, when we learn that Buddha's teaching. So he talks and he really compassionately, he was trying to teach us, guide us away from all kinds of unwholesomeness. But what have we been practicing in our lives? For us, for you, certain things may be not easy, even though we are listening carefully. Even sometimes we see it makes sense, we may not be able to let go. So even though you see, our mind is not strong enough to go stop right there, and having difficulty, stop it right now, and we continue. Knowing it, we keep it. But in reality, what he said was, little by little, try it. Apply the Dhamma that we learn. Apply the Dhamma that you read from the book. When you see it, just tiny bit, if you add it today. So keep practicing it, practicing it, practicing it. That way you may be able to let go of that. However, here, so nutriment ignorance, it should be said 5 hindrances. So what are the 5 hindrances? Sensory desires. We have 5 faculties and we always looking at things. We like to please our eye. We like to please our ear. We like to please our nose. We like to please our tongue. I think that could be the most difficult thing. Once you get used to, sometimes you may be complaining even food that you're eating. Ooh, this is not tasty, this is yucky. It's not yummy. So having said so, you will be, kind of ignoring it. But in reality, if you think about it, this taste buds, the taste is up to here. Until it went past, there's nothing, no taste. But do we say that and do we not look for it? So if you are a person who is going into consuming food from the restaurants, and you may be looking for this week one place and next week another place, or such and such, there's beautiful another place we can go, let's go there. Kind of, what are we looking for? That taste. I'm just sharing this one as a simple, example, how these demandings are. But when we do these things, what are we doing? It's true that you are enjoying, but when we are not mindful, we add all these concepts into our images into our system. So millions of uh, pictures, images are inside us, reflecting on those things. Yes, we don't know where they are, but sometimes they are popping up and coming out. And even regarding all these five senses, that's how they are. And sensory desires means that ill will. Suppose you are, you are not happy, somebody hurt you, said a word, not too much, only one word, when your colleague, your classmate, who was sitting next to you or working together with you, said some kind of annoying, it really annoyed you because you felt very bad. You thought that is insult. So because you know why? We are very, very proud, we are arrogant, we are conceited, we have all this nature. So there are hindrances. All these things are from Dhamma point of view. See now, Buddha, when you look at him, he became royal, he was born in royal palace. He's supposed to be the king. He left his home. And when he came, he just walked away. He was sleeping under trees. He was living in the caves. But he was superior, great human being. He was a great human being. And even though, now, if he had that arrogant nature, conceited nature, look what happened when he came back to visit his father 7 years after. Father did not invite him and to the monks to his palace for the lunch. Of course, he would be providing it. Yet, since he did not receive invitation, he started begging, taking his alms bowl. He went collecting food from home to home in that neighborhood. Now, imagine if you had that kind of arrogant, conceited idea that I am a son of the Suddhodana, so therefore I should not go this way. No, that is not the idea. His mission is, as a Buddha, he should be providing the opportunity for other people to practice. And when his father was very upset and came to him and he was said, "Don't insult me, my son." So he said, "Why is that?" So you're talking about, he said, we are Sakya clan. So he reminded Maharaja, the king, great king, that is your clan, but I am from Buddha's clan. So therefore, this is what in Buddha's clan, they are practicing. This is the tradition of Buddha's clan. So that is a simple example, that just to show you that he did not have that kind of arrogance, even though he was born into royal family and he became such a supreme human being, he did not have that, conceit. Yet he was very humbly, he was, collecting food, begging food from those people, and he collected and he consumed it. Whoever, he went to the poorest person's home and he went to the palace of the king. So he did work out beautifully things. So therefore, so not like us. So we will get hurt from such something very simple, and we will be hurting and we will want to take revenge on that. It was sitting for a long time in our, so that is called ill will. So that's a hindrance. When we are sitting those kinds of images in us, we will not be able to get rid of, empty ourselves. We have to empty ourselves. So it is hard. Simply imagine becoming Buddha is such a way, that's why it took such a long time for him to work on. So if you may have questions later on, would be nicer if you have an opportunity to discuss this. Sloth and torpor, the other hindrance. So laziness, sometimes, mind gets, lazy, sometimes body gets lazy. And so we will not want to, especially for good things. Good things are very difficult to do. We want to see, we can practice, meditation. So we have heard so many times how beautiful the meditation is, how, well it would help you to bring your calmness, but you may think early in the morning, you may, no, let me sleep 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes. Likewise, you're delaying your time and you do not. That is how always the positive things, good things, what we call as good in the sense spiritually, what we recommended, those things you do not get engaged that easily. But suppose now there are a lot of things you think for yourself, and you may hear from someone something, quickly you get ready and go, oh, let's go that quick. What are those things? Negative things, spiritually not improving yourself, spiritually damaging, but collecting something unwholesome. You may not see it as unwholesome, but it creating this, what we call as sensual pleasures, seeking sensual pleasures. You are accumulating unwholesome energies for you. You have to remember this, whatever we are thinking intentionally we do, it could be a good thing, it could be bad thing. This may be kind of generating kind of energy, karmic energy we call it, or positive or negative energies, which boost to that cycles of existence. Eons and eons it could be going through. That's according to the teachings I'm talking about. So I have that feeling. So sometimes you may not like it, but think about it. What is happening. So restlessness, doubt, all this doubt, be doubtful. When we think of doubt, you doubt about the Buddha, doubt about the Dhamma, doubt about the practitioners. Oh, there are people. That's how it was at the time of the Buddha. There were people. They did not believe in the practitioners. Such, enlightened practitioners could enlighten. So that kind of doubt, had Buddhe kankati, Dhamme kankati, Sanghe kankati. And, you about doubt about parents, about good and bad karmas. So likewise. So these things are hindering us getting engaged in the spiritual practices. 5 hindrances, therefore, likewise, these 5 hindrances are, feeding up into this ignorance. And what's the nutriment for the 5 hindrances? It should be said 3 kinds of misconduct. Now, what are the things? What are the misconducts? 3 kinds of misconducts. Mind, mental. So we are active in our mentally, physically, and verbally. We always are acting. We know that when there are 10 wholesome and unwholesome activities. First one, we harm other living beings, and we can take things not belong to us, not given to us. We overindulge our senses, overindulgence. So you simply think about it, these things. This way, these are the physical activities that we do. Kaya duscharita. That's what Buddha said. Have kinds of 3 kinds of misconduct. I say nutriment. They are not without nutriment. They also have nutriment. So they are feeding up the way that we're thinking. So our mind is keep thinking ill will and all this, greedy avijja, means very strong greed that we have. Cannot let go. So these are creating negative energy in us. So this kind of nutriment for the hindrances. And what is the nutriment for the kinds of misconduct? It should be non-restraint of the sense faculties. Okay. So these misconducts are becoming fed by or energized by this non-restraint of senses if we do not know, at the beginning. So first, actually, I didn't share with you, didn't tell you that. We always have to have a good kalyana mitra. Buddha said, to practice Dhamma, practice spirituality, we always have to have a good kalyana mitra. Once Venerable Ananda said to the Buddha, Bhante, our life is about, half is about the good friends. Buddha said, don't say Ananda, don't say Ananda, don't say that. It is not half, it is fully, completely. It is with good friends. When we have good friends are helping us. But when you think of good friends, don't think that friends always, bringing you out to have fun. Good friend means in the teachings of the Buddha, the person who is guiding you to be in the spiritual path. Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha, in close to that practicing field, spirituality. So he would always guide you in the Dhamma, where you can realize the great teachings, where you can see the Dhamma. So always you may be guiding. But suppose now sometimes you may be, for vacation, you may have come home from another state. So maybe either your sister or brother or good friend called you up and said, let's go to listen to there's a retreat, let's go and take part in that. So you may be thinking, wow, what is wrong with you? I just came to relax here. So he would be guiding you, saying that, wow, meditation is a good relaxation. You should be you enjoy it because you are working hard every day. And if you have opportunity to learn this meditation, how to do that, that would be really great. So let's go. So, but even though that friend or the brother or sister is guiding you to, or even your mother maybe, they know that you have not experiences, therefore they are, trying to help you, guide you, to take you, to give you the taste of meditation, share the taste of meditation that they are enjoying now. They have seen something, therefore they want. But you maybe not, you don't want it. Suppose now, if somebody comes and another friend of the town comes and asks you, let's go, have fun. I'm going to go to such and such place. Maybe the club. This is a happy evening, so let's go. So what would you do? Wow, just, even though you said you're tired, you were saying when your amma or your mother or your wife or your brother or sister were saying that let's go to meditate retreat at this time, you were reluctant to go. Now, when your friend called you to go have fun in the lucky hour, what would you do? You would be getting ready, put up the shirt and run away. So who is a real friend in that sense when you're looking at it? The friend that you taking to lucky hour, or the friend that you're trying to help you with this spiritual, enhancement. So you have to pick up. Therefore, you have to think of really going to deeper and inside you and see what I really should look at. So who is real friend? You have to find it out. From the point of Dhamma, definitely spiritually, your good friend is always caring about you, caring your property, caring your spirituality. All these things are Kalyana Mitra's nature. So therefore, you have to have that kind of good friend for you to practice. So having no good friend, so what happens to you? Maybe, go to wrong direction. And therefore you do not know Dhamma. When you don't know the Dhamma, then you do all kinds of misbehaviors, wrongdoings. And that is all these misconducts are, because lack of non-restraint of sense faculties. We don't have money. We don't have to have many, only 5. Eye, ear, tongue, nose, body, and mind. And with the mind, there are things. So if you can restrain them, balance them nicely, you may not have to go into a, extreme, being here and go to the other side. So if you can, maybe you can bring yourself, your mind into balance slowly, slowly, slowly. But then I ask you to do stop right now and do this. He said, if you kane, momentarily being mindfully, you can do this. So this is how he knew that it is a difficult thing. He always knew how difficult it is to let go of, he experienced it. It took such a long time for him. So therefore, knowing everything clearly and carefully, well, he was guiding us into this practice. So therefore, if you can practice 5 precepts, one of them, so add 1 into your life this month, then next one next month, in another month's time, then you see, likewise, it may be taking at least half a year for you to start practicing 5 precepts. So these 5 precepts are guiding you, restraining you, keeping you in the spiritual path. So that would be helping you. You don't have to repeat. So many different ways, you may be, explaining things. I don't have to go to temple to do good. I'm a good person. I know. Yeah, we think we are good people. We always think I'm a good person. But there are a lot we do not know. Therefore, we can add, by learning Dhamma, we can add into our lives a lot. And that could be spiritually cleansing. We have to cleanse. I think we all know that. Every day we are taking shower and cleanse outside of us. But we have to do the same thing with the inside too. If you could do that inside cleansing, so that we need courage, strength, resolution. We have to resolve it, determine it. So then only we can do it. So then we will be very pure, very clean, inside we have. So that would be helping. That mental clarity would be helping us to balance ourselves in the everyday daily life. So that's very important. So sense faculties, eye, ear, tongue, nose, body, all these things. We like to please ourselves. We like to please our senses. So knowing it. So instead of, how many things are popping up in our head. So when I say that, also it came to my mind, there was Gatha in, Sankapparaga. So these desires for this, our concept, we are holding on to it. There's nothing wrong with all these things. We have created images and all these things are inside. Outside, beautiful flowers could be there, beautiful people could be there. So nothing wrong with them. But what we do is we collect them and store inside. And time to time, we put them out and pull them out, and then we are enjoying it. Then we are creating these raga, desires or pleasures. So we are thinking and thinking and proliferating. So these are burning us, yearning us for things and burning inside. That is the way that, nature of the raga. So you have to be mindful, see these things, think about these things, and try to. So Buddha says, there's nothing wrong with the beautiful pictures there. Chitrani loke. There are beautiful things in the Lord. Let them be there. Just see it and see it, that is done. But don't carry it inside. That is your attachment. That is your desire. That is where you are burning. With this, Sankapparaga, they are, really burning inside. And you're proliferating. You're, really make it difficult for you. So therefore, mindfully, if we do practice, we can really understand what Buddha is talking about. Buddha's teaching is so deep, but if you really little by little, tiny bit at a time, if you take and think, that would be really helping you. And then, and what is the nutriment for non-restraint of the sense faculties? It should be the lack of mindfulness and clear comprehension. We know yoniso manasikara and sati sampajanya. Opposite of that is asati sampajanya and ayoniso manasikara. When we are with ayoniso manasikara, so we lost our mindfulness. Then what we do? We create all the negatives. Negative energies are collecting. So that way we are adding more fuel to this cycle. So more and more energy. It's like, I think I have used some analogies before with you. Sometimes when I mention that, like a gas tank, you are adding more fuel. That's what exactly we do with these concepts, with these things. It could be eye, ear, tongue, nose, body. Through these faculties, we are absorbing, we are collecting data and storing them. We don't have to do that. See them as they are, let it go. Enjoy, be happy when we see a beautiful thing. That's it. So with this, we need training. So when you can train that way, when you have yoniso manasikara, clear comprehension, without that you will be, if you are lack of mindfulness and if you do not have clear comprehension, you will not be able to do that. Definitely, therefore, mindfulness, sati sampajanya and yoniso manasikara, those are the Pali words for those, are important for you to restrain yourself. And so, and what is the nutriment for lack of mindfulness and clear comprehension? It should be said, careless attention. So, careless attention. That is definitely when you are, carelessly. When you do that, definitely that would be promoting more and more unwholesomeness. What is the careless attention to, I say, has nutriment. It is not without nutriment. And what is the nutriment for the careless attention? Careless attention. Okay, what is the nutriment for careless attention? Remember, it says it should be said lack of faith, saddha. Buddha says lack of saddha. What is saddha is done? Saddha is always keeping in the, when knowing the Dhamma, you have very clear, pleasant likeness to the Dhamma. So when you understand the Dhamma, so saddha, wow, Buddha spoke this. So you must hear when you listen to the Dhamma. So it was very clear and it makes sense. So then you want to learn a little bit more. And that is how you add lack of faith, saddha. If you have no saddha, when you listen to the Dhamma, you definitely, as your friend was trying to guide you and he was explaining it to you, he was encouraging you to practice meditation and how beautiful it is. It's really calming you down. It's peaceful. I could sleep well, nicely. All these good things are shared by your friend, but you did not experience it. Therefore, so you go with your friend and going there and you experience, oh, kind of you got an idea. So then you wanted to experiment a little bit more. So with careful attention, we do this search. lack of faith. Faith means saddha. Saddha is not something that's shaking saddha. We have to develop into that level. Or what we have is could be shakable. But in real saddha, when we, as we keep doing it and doing it and doing it, when we improve the Dhamma understanding with experiment, not just listening, not just academically, but putting ourselves into practice, we see the benefit, and then we frustrating ourselves, training our eyes, ears, tongue, nose, body, and mind. Slowly we get into that. You liked it. You are really getting closer and pay more attention to it. So your saddha maybe become unshakable one day. So that we have to, dedicate to bring it into that level. And what is the nutriment? For the lack of faith, it should be said, not hearing the good Dhamma. So the reason for that, of course, you didn't get a chance to listen to good Dhamma or read the good Dhamma, because we have so many, Dhamma is available all around us nowadays. Because there are websites, the Tripitaka is written there, and many discussions are going on. Of course, you can do it. There could be certain places not clear when the clarity is not there. So definitely we have to look for someone who can discuss this Dhamma point and Dhamma discussions. We have to engage and study. And that way, when we understand, when we come to, little by little, we are enhancing our understanding on the Dhamma. Definitely, that makes you get into this practice. Your saddha is improving. You have this is it. So we have to keep going with this path. And then I say, not hearing the good Dhamma too, I say, has nutriment, is not without nutriment. What is that? It should be said, not associating with good person. So that is the Kalyana Mitra. Actually, we should have gone from into the beginning, last point, which I should have picked up earlier. So good person means Kalyana Mitra. Definitely, genuinely, who is caring about you, who is, who has so much of love and compassion. When we practice, this is the reason why we do practice loving kindness, compassion, and altruistic joy and equanimity. Buddha encouraged us to, in addition to 5 basic principles, 5 precepts, he encouraged us to practice these 4 qualities. Metta, Karuna, Mudita, Upekkha. When we really do into practice, it's really, we can see, we don't see the difference. We must be able to see that. We have to improve those skills. Those are also some things that we have to practice in our daily life. So when we not associating with this, good friend, this is what happened. Fills up, not hearing Dhamma, we become full, feels the lack of faith, and all this negative side keeps going on. But when we're hearing Dhamma, little by little, when you have a good Kalyana Mitra, when you have that good Kalyana Mitra, definitely we are, in the path, we are supporting, and that would be helping us to bring ourselves into knowledge, so we can see it. Otherwise, avijja paccaya sankhara, since we do not see, did not have wisdom. We know that avijja is the opposite of wisdom. And also we have heard so many times that there are 3 root causes always. There are, the one that, stopping us. And greed, hatred, and ignorance are the 3 root causes. That same avijja. Moha, we call it Pali. Lobha, dosa, moha, when we talk about those things. But that moha means that avijja. We do not see the true nature of things. So therefore, when we do not see the Dhamma, and when we do not see the dukkha. See, we don't know that we are suffering. And especially, this is the good place, as we are so lucky for all of us be human being. Why? Only human being can see these things. Human mind can think, analyze, and realize them. Now, even the devas, you may be desiring to become a divine being, perhaps after this life. Sometimes some people are wishing for it. But what happened? What's wrong with that? When we, in heaven realm, beings they really forget everything what they supposed to do. They are just enjoying this heavenly, bliss. And they forget only time it come to their mind is when they are about to die from that state of living. Then there are stories too. When they are, the only way to know is they are the changing colors of their, the dresses, and they start sweating. Those are the signs of their death. So they are afraid of it. That's the only time they think of doing something nice. Otherwise, nothing would be coming to their minds. So to do good things, even though they are in that sense, we human beings are so lucky ones. And also out of this, lucky ones, even though I say it, you have good brain, you have the knowledge to understand things, understand. And also if you have more desire, you can find a good Kalyana Mitta who is into spirituality. So those spiritual beings, we can, especially at this time, seeing this, what is happening around the world, COVID, and see what else can we do? Only thing is that, it looks like we all have limited time. The situation is so bad around us, all this, because of this, new variants, they are really highly contagious and spreading out fast. We see other part of the world, we see there, people are dying, losing their lives. Even though they are struggling, they like to live. They also like to live. But what can they do but this kind of pandemic? So when we think of that, we really, it reminds me of what Buddha taught to King Kosala. One day, let me share that, I have a little time. I would share that story too. King Kosala one day came in during the noon. He was unusual. When he became friendly with the Buddha, he always, passing by, he was just, oh, Venerable Sirs, our lives is so busy. We have this, we have that. Therefore, I didn't get a chance to come. So what brought you in this untime, this in the mid of the day to the monastery? So then he said, oh, Bhante, I just went to, collect some millionaires passed away. He has no son. He did not have children or anybody to claim those inheritance, the treasure that he had. So I get this much of cart loads of 100 loads of gold, the gem, the silver, all the other material, everything. So he said, but so he said he was talking about that his busyness with these treasures that he was bringing into the, his treasury. But then Buddha asked him, but Maharaja, great king, simply think about there's somebody, very trustworthy person of your staff coming from the north saying, Maharaja, the great king, there's a huge rock is coming, this way and pushing around, even if they are so high up to the clouds, and they are coming this way. And similarly, there are 4 trustworthy people come from east, west, and south, north, east, west, and north, south. And if that is the situation, if all these boulders are rolling down, huge boulders are smashing everything around, so what are you going to do, Mahaprabhu? Then by this time he has learned a lot from the Buddha. He said, nothing else, nothing other than practicing Dhamma. So he was, he was reminded. So similarly, Maharaja, we are not great king, we are not gone beyond old age, not gone beyond sickness, not gone beyond the death, not gone beyond, we all, old age, sickness, death, these things are all around. Jati, Jara, Vyadi, Marana. So we are always following us. We have not, you have not gone beyond. The person who has not gone beyond this, we are victim, we will be victim of this one day. So therefore, practice mindfully. So he encouraged. So similarly, the current situation is reminding us that practice Dhamma, learn Dhamma and practice Dhamma. Really great that we are human beings, as very wise human beings, and we have so much here in this part of the world. So you have all the resources that are other part of the world, they do not have this much. 5% of the wealth of the world resources are used in America, where we are living. So therefore, I believe we all can understand these things. And while you are really enjoying, it's not clinging to it. Enjoy without clinging, So therefore, learning Dhamma, we may be able to adjust our lifestyles, which is suitable. We can see the Dhamma and we can be happy. Of course, we have all the necessary things. And I think that way we will be able to, in reality, see the Dhamma and benefit from this, as our life that we have right now. And after seeing these things, what Buddha said, those beautiful, simile he used here for us to get rid of this, ignorance. What he was trying to teach us in this particular discourse was the true knowledge and liberation have new, is gaining this true knowledge. How can we work out this avijja, the ignorance that we have? I think so. He used beautiful parables, and for something like, just as when the rain is, raining in the forest, in the mountain, huge droplets are coming down, and it filled the small holes that way, and then it's next sizes one in the following the huge flood, and finally it goes into the canals and streams, and then it's going to the rivers, and rivers goes into the huge ocean. So I still believe all of you can hear me. So similarly, out of like, floating down into the into the ocean. Similarly, by practicing this, having good friend and kalyana mitra, and learning good Dhamma, we are practicing. So definitely, step by step, we can go into this, mindfully practicing and guarding our sense faculties, working on our hindrances and letting go. And finally, we would be able to So slowly, when we work, we would be able to clear ourselves, cleanse ourselves and realize no more ignorance. And then we will be liberate ourselves from this avijja. So that opportunity all of us have. We have to enhance our Dhamma and our day-to-day work, day-to-day things that we physically, mentally, and verbally. So when we are watching, being mindful, sati, sampajanya, with the sati and sampajanya, when we do work on this, we can enhance ourselves spiritually, and we will be great spirit. We will achieve the what Buddha showed, the path that he has shown. We will be able to walk on the path and see the Dhamma as what he saw. So that is called avijja vimukti. So we can get into that. Listen, today this Dhamma Deshana was sponsored by devotees of Boston Buddhist Vihara, Sprini and Vincent Sandanayaka family, and Depani and Janaka Ambalanggoda family, and Nirmala and Sanat Vijayaratna family. They are the sponsors. They are helping us to have this opportunity for us to understand, listen to Dhamma. They are, so in that case, as we mentioned, they are the good Kalyana Mitras, providing opportunity for you to learn, listen to Dhamma. Maybe at least tiny bit could have helped. So there are a lot more to discuss. These are not really long discourse, but loaded up in the ideas, the teaching Dhamma in that. So therefore, anyway, I would like you to read it a little bit more. That is coming in Anguttara Nikaya, book of 10, Sutta number 62. So you can read, and you can, you can have more discussion with Bante Panyasiri, who's over there. And so thank you for spending time with me. And today, Janak is thinking of his parents, and also Deepani also thinking of her parents, her mother actually, to wish him good health and long life. So definitely we all have to wish our parents who are living, may they rejoice this merit, may they be well by the virtues of all this good merit that we develop today. May they be well, happy, and peaceful, living long life by practicing Dhamma and receiving all the good blessings from them. And also Sanat, Vijayaratna, Nirmala, Diniti, Madhava, they are thinking of dedicating his Sanat's father, Gamini Vijayaratna, and mother, Somalata Vijayaratna, and Nirmala's father, K.B. Herat. And also Nirmala's mother, who is Mallika Kumariham, who's still alive. So we wish her long life and protection. And especially at this COVID time, may you all and all of your parents, relatives, and friends be well, and may they have a very good, spiritual, healthy life. Wishing so, and may all of you be well, happy, and peaceful and successful. May all our departed relatives attain, realize, who have passed away, realize the Dhamma and attain ultimate bliss of Nibbana. So let us please recite Gatha to the dedication of merit. Idang me nyati nang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Idang me nyati nang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Idang me nyati nang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Akasattha ca bummattha deva naga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkantu loka sasanam. Akasattha cha bhummattha devanaga mahittika punyang tang anumoditva chirang rakkhangtu desanang akasattha cha bhummattha devanaga mahittika punyang tang anumoditva chirang rakkhangtu mang paranti. May you all be well, happy and peaceful. May we all attain ultimate bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.